Welcome to Lucky Fortune English Podcast. I'm Vincent, and today we're diving deep into the Zodiac.
I'm Jenny. I'll be helping unpack all this.
Yeah, so we've got these daily horoscopes. It's for February 18th, 2025.
Right. Not that we endorse all of it.
Of course not, but it's everywhere. It's fun to look at.
It's part of the culture.
So, are you ready to see what the stars allegedly have in store for us?
Absolutely. Let's start with Aries.
Okay.
Sounds like they've got some positive social energy.
Right.
And that's going to lead to some good luck, some unexpected good fortune.
Okay, but what does positive social energy even mean?
Yeah, it's a little vague, isn't it?
It is.
Maybe it just means, being your charming Aries self. But here's the thing. Even if you don't believe in astrology, this kind of prediction, it could be a self-fulfilling prophecy.
Yeah. That's interesting.
If you start the day thinking you'll have great social interactions, you might actually unconsciously act in ways that make it come true.
So a little suggestion can change your whole day.
Exactly. Now, Taurus, on the other hand,
Okay.
they are facing a mini storm
Ooh, mini storm.
of pressure and mood swings.
Yeah, but aren't Taurus people usually pretty grounded?
You'd think so, right?
Yeah,
Maybe this storm hits them harder because they want stability so much.
that makes sense.
Any little disruption feels huge. The horoscope says avoid impulse purchases and stick to your budget.
Good advice in general.
Right. Especially when you're feeling kind of...
Yeah, emotional.
Yeah, exactly. Now, I don't see anything about Gemini.
Oh, that's weird. What does that mean?
It feels curious, isn't it? Could be a mistake, or maybe some astrologers think it means a period of reflection for Gemini.
Like they're taking a break.
Yeah, their energy is more internal.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, so then we've got Cancer and Scorpio,
Okay.
and their forecasts are almost identical.
Yes, very similar.
Loneliness, feeling vulnerable, and warnings about money.
Yeah, it makes you wonder, is this really planets aligning or just lazy writing?
Maybe they ran out of ideas?
Right, because everyone feels lonely sometimes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see what's up with Leo. The horoscope says, give your partner some space.
Knowing Leo, that's probably good advice.
Right, big personality.
Even the most devoted partner needs a break.
For sure. And there's some financial wisdom for Leo, too.
Oh, yeah.
Spending is easy, earning is hard.
Timeless advice.
It applies to everyone, really.
Especially these days.
Yeah.
All right, moving on to Virgo.
Okay.
There's this mention of a battle between feeling and analyzing love.
Sounds like Virgo overthinking things.
Classic Virgo. They might be dissecting every interaction instead of just enjoying it.
Exhausting.
Right. And the advice for Virgo is avoid financial risks. Stick to what,
Again, very typical Virgo.
It does play into that stereotype, right? Are these forecasts just reinforcing what we already think?
Good point.
Yeah.
Okay, Libra. It's all about communication today.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, for relationships and work.
Communication is always the key in horoscopes, isn't it?
It seems like it.
But to be fair, good communication is important for pretty much everything.
That's true. Yeah, Sagittarius, they're having the opposite day from Cancer and Scorpio.
Oh, really?
It's all about motivation and action for them.
They're going for it.
Makes you think about that self-fulfilling prophecy again.
Right. If you start the day thinking you'll be productive.
You probably will be.
Exactly. Okay, how about Capricorn?
All right, so the horoscope mentions potential disappointment.
Oh, no.
Yeah, in themselves and other people.
That's rough.
And it specifically says this is because of Capricorn's high standards.
Which, let's be honest, can be pretty demanding.
Right, aiming for perfection and then feeling let down.
It's a classic Capricorn struggle.
Yeah, actually, that resonates with me. Have you ever felt that way?
Oh, absolutely. My expectations were just too high. It happens to everyone.
Absolutely. And the horoscope says any romantic advances towards a Capricorn today are probably going to get rejected.
Makes sense. If you're feeling down, you want to protect your heart.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Okay, on to Aquarius.
All right.
They're having a great day.
Yeah.
Everything's going well. Relationships, finances, the whole shebang.
Wow. Opposite of Capricorn.
Right. Shows how these forecasts really are a mixed bag.
Some days you're up, some days are down.
That's life. All right, last but not least, we have Pisces.
Yeah.
Apparently, it's a very emotional day for them. They need lots of support.
Pisces are the sensitive ones, right? Deeply in tune with their emotions.
That's what they say. So needing comfort makes sense.
Yeah, and they get the same financial advice as Virgo. Avoid risk. Stick to what,
Again, makes you wonder how personalized these really are.
Definitely a pattern there. Some advice is just universal.
Okay, so we've gone from social butterflies to emotional deep dives to money tips.
All in one day's worth of horoscopes.
It's really fascinating what stands out to you so far.
Well, it is interesting how even when we're skeptical, these horoscopes can get us thinking about bigger themes.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, we've talked about self-fulfilling prophecies, the power of mindset, and even how some advice is just universally good.
Totally, totally. What else?
Well, one thing I noticed, financial caution comes up a lot.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Taurus, Cancer, Scorpio, Virgo, and Pisces.
That's like half of them.
Right. It's like a cosmic reminder to be responsible with money.
Which is never bad advice.
Exactly. Maybe there's some real wisdom hidden in these forecasts.
Ancient wisdom in a modern package?
That's a good way to put it. We also saw communication come up a lot.
Yeah, you're right.
Aries, Libra, even Capricorn in a way.
It's like no matter what your sign is,
Right.
being able to communicate well is key.
Makes you think maybe these horoscopes are tapping into something fundamental about human nature.
Yeah, for sure. Another thing I noticed, there's this contrast between being proactive and being more cautious.
Oh, yeah, I see that.
Like Aries and Sagittarius are all about action.
Right. Going for it.
But then Cancer and Scorpio are more about self-care and reflection.
Taking it easy.
And then you have Virgo and Pisces who are kind of struggling with internal conflicts.
It's almost like the horoscope is mirroring real life.
Yeah, like there are times for going after what you want.
And times for taking a step back.
Yeah.
Exactly. Okay, so we focused on the positive stuff mostly.
The good vibes.
But what about the negative predictions?
Yeah, the loneliness, the disappointment, the financial struggles.
How should we interpret those?
That's a great question. I think it's important to remember these horoscopes aren't like set in stone.
Right, they're not guarantees.
They're more like possibilities or challenges we might encounter.
So instead of doom and gloom prophecies,
Yeah.
we should see them as chances to grow or learn something.
Exactly. If a horoscope says it's going to be a tough day,
Yeah.
we can use that to get ready mentally and emotionally.
So like if you know you overspend when you're stressed,
Yeah.
and the horoscope says there might be financial issues, you'd be extra careful with your money that day.
Exactly. It's all about using these forecasts as tools.
Not letting them control us.
Right. We have the power to choose.
I like that. Okay, so one of our main takeaways,
Yeah.
our mindset really matters.
It really does. Our beliefs shape our experiences. So even if we don't believe in the mystical side of astrology,
Yeah,
there's that value in exploring it.
for sure. It's all about self-discovery.
Well said. I think we've covered a lot in this part of our deep dive.
We have. From trends to mindset to reframing those negative predictions.
It's been a great conversation.
It has. And in part 3, we'll wrap things up.
Okay.
We'll answer some listener questions and share our final thoughts on why the Zodiac is still so popular.
Welcome back to the show.
Yeah.
It's been fun looking at this horoscope, right?
It has. Lots to unpack.
Yeah. So now it's time for some listener questions.
Oh.
These came in after our last episode about the basics of astrology.
All right. Let's see what people are wondering.
Okay, so our first question is from Sarah.
Okay.
And she asks, do you think horoscopes can actually predict the future?
That's the big question, isn't it?
It is.
Like we've been saying, we don't think of horoscopes as literal fortune tellers.
Right.
It's more about potential influences, not specific events.
For sure.
Astrology is complicated,
It is.
based on all these planets and stars and stuff.
Whole birth chart.
Right. It's interesting to think about, but always be a little skeptical.
Good advice. Okay, next question is from David.
All right.
He asks, what's the most common misconception about astrology?
That's a good one. I think a lot of people just focus on sun signs, like, oh, you're a Leo, you must be dramatic.
Right.
But there's way more to it than that.
It's not just your sun sign.
Right, your whole birth chart matters.
With all the planets and houses.
Exactly. It's like a unique fingerprint.
Okay, last question is from Maria.
Okay.
She says, any tips for someone who wants to learn more about astrology?
Well, I'd say start with your own birth chart.
Okay.
You can calculate it online for free.
Cool.
And then look up what all the planets mean and their positions.
Makes sense.
There are also some good books and websites out there.
For beginners?
Yeah, just see what clicks for you.
It's a journey. Well, that brings us to the end of our deep dive into the Zodiac.
Wow, that went fast.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Hopefully you learned some new things, whether you're into astrology or just curious.
We had fun talking about it.
Me too. And remember, even if you don't believe in the stars,
Yeah,
it's good to be curious and open-minded.
totally. Thanks for joining us, everyone.
We'll be back soon with another deep dive. But until then, don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Subscribing to our channel will bring you good luck. See you again.